Hello. Hello, friends. Hello. It is a slow night. It is a slow night. And I'm going to have to change the lighting. What is this? It's like a vignette. It's like I don't know what's going on. Oh, there you go. There you go. Hello. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. This is like unscripted, the title. And it's just going to be an unscripted thing. It's just going to be go with the flow and see what you guys want to talk about. Maybe this is more your show tonight than my show. It's always your show. I mean, let me be honest there. We talk books and you guys bring a lot to the table. Like my show has always been like stone soup. I come into town and I got this big boiling pot of and I got a stone in. I'm like, oh, I'm making delicious stone soup. You bring what you want, bring some ingredients, and everybody shows up and they bring all the real ingredients, and then I eat all the soup. Isn't that how? I don't know if that's how the story goes, but that's how this one goes. Stone soup or stoned soup. Pardon. Hold on. Hold that thought. This is off to a stellar start already. So, how are you all? I've seen a few of you Saturday. Just a few. I thought there'd be a lot more people at the McCammon event. But because it was sold out. I heard they created more space and it was going to be this send off for Matthew Corbett and everybody. And then and so there were a lot of empty seats. So I think a lot of people bought tickets and they just could not attend. So like Tim Martin, you're out there, you're floating around out there. I wish you could have been there. I mean, so many of you I wish I could have seen, but it was great. I saw Tom Finnegan, Michael Centers. I just saw, I don't know if you're watching tonight. I forgot your name. You told me in line, we were talking. He's like, yeah, I've seen your channel. And of course I have to ask the awkward question. Who are you? Because I don't see people until I see them, until you guys appear in the real world. And he's like, oh, I watch your show, and I've seen you around. So he told me his name. And so there you go. Now I remember, or I saw that you follow me on Instagram. So good to see you. It was a great talk. And I wanted to invite you everybody went out to Little Donkey after the event for burritos and conversation. It was a great time. Tim, Mike, Mrs. Mike, Stephanie, Tom Finnegan, Barbara. I don't know your last name. I forget. So it's great seeing you. I wish everybody could have been there. It was a great time. And McCammon dropped a shit ton of spoilers about Leviathan. He made this poem, this song. So if you watch the broadcast on the Alabama Booksmith Facebook page, or maybe it's just on the Robert McCammon page, if you watch that, he just totally drops spoilers. And I'm not going to mention any of them because I'm really actively trying to repress what he said. But he names what happens to two characters. And I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm still here, man. Like I'm reading this, and this is awesome. Where am I? I'm right there. So I got all that to go. Freedom of the Mask, and it's just a great book. Providence Rider was really a dip, and then River of Souls kicked it back into overdrive, and then Freedom of the Mask picks it up. Yeah. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But I think I was told about a character that I haven't met yet. So that's the danger of going to this Leviathan thing. And I really had wished I had read the whole series before I went to that because I didn't want any sort of spoiler of the next three books: Freedom of the Mask, Cardinal Black, and King of Shadows. I didn't want. But he threw spoilers for Leviathan. Like Robert, McCammon, Bobby Mack. These people are here because this is the launch day. They didn't get the book. Anyway, I'm going to say hi to you all. Mark, Mike, good to see you. Mr. Weapon, Alexia, Phil, Mitch, Kevin, David. Where am I at? Number one's here. Good to see you. Russell's here. Good to see you, Russell. Rolled Oats is here, of course. Jeff, I'm going to need you to chat for a few hours. I've got a lot of sewing to do. Going to throw that Mitch stitch up in the bitch. In the chat book. So he's talking about the lettered edition of Death on the Swayback, which is still available in its numbered iteration, and it's a stellar book. In fact, funny story, I was in a log cabin today, this very day. I was in a log cabin. We were talking to the owners of this log cabin, and apparently this log cabin, I'm going to just keep saying that, was built in like 1920 or 1930 or whatever it was. And the owner of the log cabin moved it like 5 miles up the street. But in order to do that, he took it apart log by log and he marked all the logs by number. He numbered them all. And then he stacked them back at the new location in order the way they were. If you've never been in a log cabin, I recommend it at least once in your life. It's a pretty cool experience. And it made me immediately think of Death on the Swayback. I gotta say, you will never look at a log cabin again the same way after reading this book. This is a great chapbook. Really impressed with it. And kudos to you, Mitch, for scoring such a sweet story. Loved it. So if you are of a mind, you go get it, get the letter, get that Mitch stitch up in there. You know, that's good. What's up, Ron? Good to see you. Hi, Manos. John, God bless you. Mitch, are you old enough to be using sharp needles? That's the real question. We got Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr. here. I'm going to take off the Lebowskis. I'm not the dude right now. I'm the Jeff. I'm just the Jeff. Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr., greetings. Hello. I wish I could have gone to Alabama. I'm moving offices right now, and I have a sick kiddo. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Patty. I wish you could have been there, too. Could have gone to the Little Donkey, which is English for burrito. That's true. It's very true. It's very true. I didn't make that up. I stopped watching it for all the spoilers. The spoilers are right in the beginning. I'm like, wow. So I'm trying to actively forget it. Let's check in with the Magic Duff Bucket, which usually helps with forgetting things. What you got for me today, Magic Duff Bucket? Oh, you got yourself a White Russian. A White Russian for this white German Irish, you know. I gotta resupply, Mitch. I gotta send out for a resupply. Got to do that. Yeah. Sorry to hear about the illness, Patty. Yes. Alabama's so far away. Need to fix the teleporter. Yeah. Yeah. You do. You do. Sewing means we're getting bundles soon. Yep. You're not old enough to do it, but your mom's helping. Yeah, I mean it's cute that your mom's helping you with your paper route. Woo woo bundle soon. Yes. Lincoln Logs. Yeah, that's what the owner said. And it's wild. And the floors are like they did the floors and some of the like railings and stuff from lumber or timber that they harvested at the new location. They chopped some trees down and they used that inside that. I'm like, how could that owner have sold that log cabin? Because like I made the joke. I'm like, the guy's soul is in there. He built it, you know, and he moved it log by log. I don't think he's the one that originally built it, of course, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hey, folks, just here for a bit. JJ, what's up? Good to see you, Jason. Death on the Swayback was brilliant. One of the most prose-filled shorts I've read this year. Fantastic imagery. Like I said, it's written like you'd imagine the language was back then, and it really did feel. Of course, I wasn't alive then, so I might not to somebody from those the late 1800s, but really did feel immersive of the time, like a real artifact of the time. So it was great. I drank my last witch tree this evening. I'm going to need a little more beer over here. Yeah, Mitch he's gotta load up the RV and drive it around and get to everybody. Patty, you need to try his new Music and Words. Oh my god. Yeah, Mike was raving about Music and Words, and I've never had it. And apparently it's an IPA, but I'm a stout boy. So I don't know. Hey, Michael Sanders, good to see you. I'm glad you're speaking up. Nice meeting you in line for McCammon. Robert was so great to talk to. Happy to have made it over there. I know he's just such a gentleman. And you see that quality, and that's why in my newsletter I wrote about the belief thing, how he would not compromise on his beliefs. And it cost him money. It cost him a Big Five publishing contract, something every author could possibly dream of. And he walked away from it because he wanted to stay true to his stories and his characters. But the other side of that is that I don't want to say childish, but it is childish that childhood magic still exists in Robert McCammon. He's older than I am. I don't know, he's over 70. But he still has that magic. Like that is what all these people talk about. Like stay young for as long as you can. Stay as connected to your imagination as you can for as long as you can. And he has successfully. You could see it. And I think that's why he's like stubbornly refusing to let go of it. Served him well, and he's a brilliant storyteller because he really is back there in 1700 colonial America. He's able to put himself there because he still has that hyper superpowered imagination, and it just comes through when you see him. It's a great. I will go, and it's one thing I pleaded with him when I was at the signing line, and I got there, and I told him, I don't mind you being done with Matthew. That's a heartbreak on one level, but please tell me you will be back here for future books and events. He goes, "Oh, I'm coming back. I'll be here." And he talked in his talk leading up to the book signing. He did mention that he's got another Trevor Lawson book in him, which I only have the one. I have the second in the series. So I don't have I Travel by Night. I got Last Train from Perdition. So I got to get the first one. And then he said he's going to do a 3 and a 4, but they might be released as an omnibus. And I don't know who would get that. Probably Levidian, because he's no longer with Sub Press, who did the first two. So great guy. We all know next week's Carrion Comfort. Anyone buying? Are you sure? I would love to buy it if it was Carrion Comfort. I've never read Dan Simmons, and I don't have that kind of money anymore. So I don't think I will be doing that. But I would love it. Hey, Lance, what's up? Good to see you. Sound like this is drifting into the plot of Maynard's House. What? I don't know what that means. Music and Words, my two favorite things. Yeah. I was thinking about Maynard's House too in the winter. Oh, is that the log cabin? Music and Words is better than Beers in the Valley. I said it. Damn. Wow, he's bashing his own stuff. McCammon never took a single note writing the Corbett series. Mind blown. Yes, somebody asked him at the Q&A, like, and I'm sure you could see this at the thing. So definitely worth checking out, because I guarantee I'm not going to remember 75% of what what was the magic discussion, but someone did ask, how did you maintain continuity and not have any continuity errors between books? So for this person's example was like, you introduce a minor character early on in, like, let's just say Queen of Bedlam, and then that character reappears later, and you're still true to that character. It still makes sense. It's not like, oh, well, that wasn't right. And he goes, I guess I'm just lucky because I never take notes. He doesn't take detailed notes about like charting out the character's name, where they appeared, what they did. So he has some sort of reference, so he can maintain that sort of world with no continuity errors. Although there is one continuity error between Queen of Bedlam and Mr. Slaughter. I mentioned it in my review. There's a letter that Matthew gets at the end of Queen of Bedlam. And what he does with that letter, and the circumstances of who has possession of this letter at the end of Queen of Bedlam. And then Mr. Slaughter begins, and the letter is in someone else's possession, and it is a continuity error. That is one that I did notice. And I only noticed it because I read the books back to back, and I went and reflected on it. I didn't bring it up at the signing though, because I'm like, he's a storytelling genius, and I'm not going to say anything. So, Mitch, you're fired. I'll be messaging you for an order. Patty, sounds good to me. Ray Bradbury was like McCammon when it came to not selling himself for money and writing what he wanted. Yeah. I think Bradbury, though, achieved a level of fame that McCammon doesn't have. Unjustly so. Mitch, I'm sad to say I may have to agree. They are both amazing, but it is so damn good. Words and music. I like the story you mentioned on Patreon being his use of the word Leviathan. Yeah. He, to meet an editor who doesn't know the word Leviathan, and this person is supposed to be overseeing your body of work, and they don't know this word, it's like, you want that person to have a level of knowledge at least is equal or greater than yours. Equal to or greater than. But not somebody you feel like you have to school. So if they have an objection to something, it doesn't mean that thing is bad. It might mean they just don't understand it. And then you're fighting that battle with somebody who's a gatekeeper and has power over your work. And then he said he didn't want to be in that position again. Yeah. Brandon Sanderson, Wind and Truth released last week. Yeah, I saw some, there were limited editions floating around. I think Mitch is very happy about that. I think he is. Passing, plus I had the Dark Harvest one already. Same Steven. Dwayne Allison Jr. Hey, Phillips here. Good to see you. I just read The Way of Kings and loved it. Way of Kings. I love Brando Sando. An author doesn't need notes if they love the world they create. But then also McCammon did say someone tried to have a detailed discussion with him about Boy's Life and Swan Song. Like, get into the nitty gritty of like, hey, the one character said this on this page, for example. I don't know what the detail was. He's like, and I can't recall it. He goes, I was there and I wrote the book and I lived it, but I've moved on since then. And so he can't go into that level of analysis. So he does live it and love it. But he also said why he would never write a sequel, or sometimes why he doesn't revisit books. He said it's like standing in a river. Like, you step into a river. Rivers are always flowing. And he said you never step into the same river twice. And I think it's an old adage, an old proverb or whatever it is. You step into the river, but because it's moving, it's different water every time. So, all those thoughts go downstream and he's a different person and it's a different river and he's just not there in that sort of mind frame, that mindset, that universe. So he lets it go on by. Um so yeah, I mean he was honest about that too. It's kind of a dichotomy. Um Sometimes I need notes on a character I read about 2 days ago. I bought a third print slipcase for Sarafina. It looks good. Oh, a 3D print. Yes, it does. I can show it again. I don't mind showing it again. Um, let's see. Yes, there it is. And we could talk about Jake Goldberg and 3D folio. It is awesome. I think he's got bigger and better things coming. Because let's see, I'll show this to you. I don't know if you've seen this, if you're not on the Book of Face, but he posted this. He did a Shockwave Rider slipcase. Very cool. That's pretty epic cool. Um, Property of Turnover. I'm sure that's relevant. But then he showed this. So he's messing around with fabrics. Look at this thing. So he's got the Stanley. This is from the movie. This patterned carpet that Danny Torrance rides around on his big wheel. You got a door down here that says Red Rum. And I don't know, can I zoom in on it? Yeah, look at that. But it doesn't scroll. Why won't it scroll? Anyway, and you can see there's like a little hatchet mark there. And then, this is really next level stuff. But the best part is right here. Boom! There's Johnny. There he is. There is Johnny. He so I will say he's borrowing from the movie, which is sort of, it's not blasphemy. It's just like, I'm the book guy. I want the slipcase to honor the book. But this is so awesome that if he was selling this, I would be so tempted. But I don't have a hardcover of The Shining trade edition, so I wouldn't need this. But great stuff. And it gets me excited for what he can do next. These fabrics, adding the fabrics to it, because if you look at that, you can just see the texture and stuff. I'm very excited for where Jake's going with that. And I think it's going to be a really, really good move. And then he talked about what he wanted to do next. So he's like, so No One Is Safe is next. So he's doing No One Is Safe, but from Thunderstorm. But I wouldn't want just that one. So knowing that Thunderstorm did all three collections, I'd want a slipcase that fit all three books. That's what I would want. So if he's doing just No One Is Safe, I would probably pass. Just because I wouldn't want to see it so lopsided. You know what I mean? Like the buying the Sarafina slipcase was easy because, well, it's beautiful and I love Sarafina and it's an amazing story. But also because there were custom slipcases made for the other two Earthling books. That brought about the balance to my, I don't have OCD. I think people throw that around. But I just like to see the balance of it. So I don't think I could do just No One Is Safe. But then he said, a child alone with strangers after that. Are people interested in this slipcase? Yeah, I think so for the trade. Is there a third Fracassi book from Thunderstorm that should come after? So he's talking about a third one. That would be the third. No One Is Safe. So it's Beneath the Pale Sky, Behold the Void, and No One Is Safe. I don't think a slipcase that fits all three is feasible. I don't know why not. You just take a measurement of all three, but somebody would have to give him those measurements, of course. Plus, not all people have all three. No, but there will be a number of people that do. There were a lot, there are 208 possible sets. I don't know how many, but even if half have full sets, that's 104 people that would maybe potentially be interested. And I know usually it's far fewer. It's like 20 or 30 people that actually that pull the trigger. Excuse me. I would like to do this and keep all three slipcases somewhat consistent in design. Please comment and let me know. So I didn't comment. I would recommend, if you're not on it, get to the 3D Folios page. He's a great guy, and I'm very excited by what he's doing. And I think he already does some great stuff. I'm thrilled, like, for real. I'm thrilled to find an aftermarket slipcase maker who's in this pond, who's like actively in our space. So yeah, let me see what you all are saying. You know what? I'm gonna turn my brightness needs. I need more brightness. My screen's like really dark. Control. What are we doing? How do we do this? This is a PC. PCs suck, man. Oh, there you are. I see you guys now. Folio has The Shining. Oh, wait. Order mine yesterday. Perfect. I heard he's doing No One Is Safe. It should be a crime to spend so much on a wonderful novel and not protect it. You're right. I really, really want that slipcase. You can get it. It's really affordable. It would be dope if you went back and made slipcases for Boys in the Behold the Void, and it's so funny. Boys in the Valley and Behold the Void, similar, and Beneath the Pale Sky. Yeah, I just love the community we have with Philip. Wonderful man, a wonderful group of people. You are not kidding. It shows. I mean, it shows. We're all pretty awesome. I thought the Shining slipcase was the Institute. Yeah. I'm getting him the measurements for all three when I get home tonight. Mike's a traveling man. Yeah, that would be great. And I think that would be something I'd be interested in. That Shining slipcase is the one I requested for my first edition of The Shining. I was highly impressed with the design. Oh, that is so cool, Brandon. Oh, that is nice. I'm so glad it's somebody here. Very cool. I think he did a great job on it. I mean, I'd be very happy if I were you. That is really cool. Yeah, but I have more in the works with Thunderstorm, so you'd still have solo books. Okay. See? So maybe it is better to do one off for each one. I don't know. I think 3D prints with 3 novels in size may not work. Just seems heavy for filament. I don't know. Okay, yeah, that could be true. I don't know the ins and outs, the engineering elements, the architectural, the structural engineering of such weight. Even if it's just sitting there, though, it's just sitting there on the shelf. Shouldn't be jostling it around. I don't know. And they don't ship in the slipcase. So if they did ship in the slipcase, I could see how that weight could cause problems structurally. He'll do a custom order. Yeah. It will be single cases for each book. Okay. See, what Mike does is he gives Jake the specs, and then we all benefit from Mike doing the measurements. Then he sends them out, and then we all can just scoop up and just buy them, and it's just like all he has to do is 3D print them. Don't want a fourth book to come out and then be by itself. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's a book by book situation. If they don't have slipcases, I want slipcases. But I will say, if you look at the thickness of this case, are you down with the thickness? That is going to eat up shelf space, which is a fine problem to have. I don't mind it because you should be more selective about the books you collect. And if they're worth collecting, they're worth protecting. So getting these really nice slipcases, for me, it's a mandatory, and it's a price worth paying. But I'm in a situation where I'm looking at a stack of books I have to get rid of. I have to get them gone, because I am losing not only shelf space, but my favorite shelf space, which is the display space. So if you look over there, that half that cabinet is blocked. You can't see in there. That's my ugly storage. That's like where I'm cramming paperbacks or stuff like that. But actually, great books are going in there. And I don't want that. I like to look at my books. I like to have them behind glass so I could still look at them. But I'm creeping into that sort of the unwanted books, or the books I could live without are now being displaced by books I actually want to look at. And that's a scary situation because I only have this wall. I don't have anywhere else to store books. And we're gonna get into a spot real soon. So that's why I look at that as the thickness of the slipcase. Like, it's going to eat up space. But again, I don't mind it. But I don't know, man. It's just so many books and such little money and such little space. The slipcase would have to be as strong as Suntup's Poe, or a tray case. I think Boys in the Valley and Behold a Pale Sky would pair together well in a slipcase. Same artist on the cover, right? Yeah. Yes, it was. Long time listener, first time here live. I'm glad, Jake, because this was like your whole segment of the show. Which, yeah, you know what? In my studio notes, I just wrote Goldberg. That's all I wrote. Like, let's talk about Goldberg. But yes, glad to see you here. I shared your page and we were talking Raven about that. And your customers here, Brandon's here, Raven about that shining slipcase, man. Dope AF. I need to order another bookcase. Yeah. To make space, why don't you take all your extra copies of those titles you have there, 4 or 5 copies of, and just leave one copy for display? So that's a good idea, Ron. That is a good idea. Just have a display copy. I still own the other ones, but just a display copy. I don't know. There's just something about looking at all those Gothics, looking at all those Boys in the Valley. But that's a good idea. And I got to keep all of my authors together. All my Philip Fracassis have to be together. So if I started taking my extras, which there's no such thing as extra. I mean, if you're as deep into the addiction as I am, extra really, it's like kind of an offensive word. There is no extra book unless it's a Chismar. But you're right. That's a good point. I need an entire extra room. His library. Yes. Put them in the cupboard. Yeah. I think that's a good idea, Ron. I'm going to have to probably take you up on that. I'm probably going to have to listen to your wise counsel. As beautiful as that Sarafina slipcase is, the dust jacket is one of the most amazing. I know, and that's why you want to preserve it. Because you're never really seeing the dust jacket. You're not going to display the slipcase like this. I love that twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle. You're always going to see this spine, even if you don't have it in a slipcase. But then you take it down, and then you Google, oogle. You ogle. You fondle and ogle. Cat House is good here. Good is here. Gay her on. Wow, that was like a stroke. But good to see you, Dave. Good to see you. Hi, Jake. I love my Tyler Jones slipcase. I'm looking forward to ordering more. I wish I had mine signed by Tyler Jones. I gotta change 3D folios to just my name. Yeah, we always just say Jake Goldberg. That's all I ever say. Go contact Jake. He'll set you up. Your ears must have been burning. Jake, sir, can I get a link drop for the Sarafina case? Oh, yes. Yes, Jake. Some people are not on Facebook. So give your email ad if you want, drop it in here. That's fine. I also keep my filp together, even if it's not symmetrical. I made a post in Speakeasy about the color thread for the lettered edition of Swayback. Feel free to share if you need more talking points. We can take a vote. Oh, really? Oh, really? You're giving me permission to share from the Speakeasy. Rapture. Okay. I didn't see it. When did you do that? Oh, my gosh. Come on. When did you do that? Rapture Speakeasy. Mitch Hall, sewing I'm between these two colors on the thread. I think I'm leaning yellow. Okay, we'll share that. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Twinkle twinkle. Stop hating. Start participating. Twinkle twinkle. That's a Vince Vaughn meme that's going around now. Working on LLC and website. Yeah. So Christopher, if you're on Facebook, it's 3D folios. Yeah, you are, but there are a lot of people that aren't. Hardcover fanatics, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, Jake, isn't it cool? Like, you've started a business, you've done it, and then you're like, now you got to worry about all that other crap that gets in the way of actually doing your business. But you got to do the right thing, and I think that's actually by not using your real name. You got to be like the Batman of slipcases. But yes, that's very cool. I'm so happy for you, man. I was raving about what I think you're doing with the fabrics and all the other stuff. So I think you're off to a phenomenal start. My extra books are from the grab bags from CD and Subpress. I have at least a shelf full to rehome of the ones I don't plan on reading. Yeah. Literally 1 minute ago. Oh, so nice to see you're paying attention to the live. I need to get access to the Speakeasy, Mitch. Ooh. This is now Mitch customer service. Jake, please do a website. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like the well. Yes, all is well. I'm hanging in there. I hope everybody else is okay. Once website is up, I'll have some of the older cases up for people that missed out. Jake, if you need help, let me know. I just set up my site up on Square, and it was pretty chill. Pretty chill. Oh, Christopher Bowers is asking to join. I'll approve you. You're in, Christopher. I don't care. You're in. You're in now. Jake, please let us know. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. All right. I would love slipcases for my expensive books, like the Stand Cut Edition, first editions. That's great. That is great. Oh, Alexia wants to join too. I'll let you in too. Look at this. I'm letting everybody in, Jake. Jesse, I have your books. I didn't mention them in the newsletter, Jesse, because they're yours. But I had him sign it to you, Jesse. It's Jessiey, right? Jesse. He wrote it to Jesse. So you're in, Christopher. You're already in. So let's look at what Mitch is talking about. Someone was light on content, and I need to be bailed out. So what do we got here? Rapture Publishing. This is a Speakeasy. Sewing has commenced, and he's torn between these two threads. So you got yellow and you got orange. You got yellow and you got what? Is that red or orange? It's pink. What color is that? What is everyone joining? David Malchowski, we are all joining 3D Folio. Jake Goldberg does amazing aftermarket slipcases, 3D printed. And here's the one for Sarafina. So go back and review. So we have red and yellow. It's red. Red, please. Look at what it looks like on the inside, though. I like the red. Philip Fracassi says yellow. I like the yellow, too. I was going for a 5 fire vibe. Both are cool, Mitch. I like the red. I like the fire vibe for the story. I also like the yellow, though, for the pop. We need to ask producer Jill. Producer Jill, can you go to the live and review these colors, please? I'm sharing them. If you're on the live, producer Jill's not on the live. That's how. So there's red and yellow. So there's red and there's yellow. Red, yellow. She's not seeing it. It's a stitch in the middle. Red, yellow. She likes yellow. She likes yellow, Mitch. So I'm going to have to vote for yellow because I can't. Yellow is fire too. Red is also blood, though. Both are cool. It is glowing. It does pop. And you could really see it on the cover. The exterior of the book, it really does stand out. I have to go yellow too. Both. It's in the spine. It's the stitching on the spine. Yeah. Yellow. Yellow stands out. Red is meh. Oh, I wouldn't say red is meh, but yellow has more has more pop. Yeah, red looks more professional inside. I like the yellow, actually. That red is looking pretty nice. I did a close-up in the comments. Okay, so let's get to the comments. Sorry you have to be pushy. Wait, where are the comments? Where are the comments? I don't see comments. I'll just do that and just blow your minds. That was it, Mitch. So there are no comments. Half red on some and half yellow on some. Jesse might have won the debate right there with the King Solomon. Remember King Solomon? There were parents fighting over custody of a baby, and they brought it to King Solomon, who was the wisest. And they said, "That's my baby." Or there's two mothers, and they were both claiming the baby was theirs. And they were like, "That's my baby. That's my baby." And the King Solomon's like, "Tell you what, I'll cut the baby in half and give each of you half." And the real mother was like, no, just let her take the baby. And that's how he knew who the real mother was. Now you know. The more you Joe. Refresh your page. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Oh, that's the poll. All right. Is the close-up in the poll? Most relevant. I don't ever want most relevant. I want all comments. All right. Well, I'll look at the initial post. Oh, there are the comments. Okay. Look at this. All this work I'm doing for you, man. Oh, here we are. There's a close-up. All right. This is an important detail, Mitch. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. Or the rubber meets Mr. Purple. I'd have to go yellow. Oh, Mark says the yellow's too distracting. Yellow does pop and is cool on the outside, but when I'm reading, I think I would stand out too much. You only see it in the middle, Mark. Okay, so Jill, who has studied color theory, felt that the red was more distracting against the white of the interior. Now, I will reiterate that stitch only appears right in the dead center. So think about that. Make it orange. See, look at this. Another King Solomon. Refresh your page, Jeff. There are a few comments. Oh my God, Jeff, you're so bad at Facebook. I got there. Did I not? Did I not? I was just grumbling because red, 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 yellow for sure. Wow, you're going to make nobody happy, Mitch. Like literally nobody. But Philip did say yellow, did he not? Producer Jill said yellow. I think Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr., you voted for yellow? Okay, to be honest, I'm not a fan of yellow at all. Yellow is the color of cowardice. Yellow, good contrast, but red equals death and looks cool, so I'm no help. I'm now leaning red, says Philip. Oh, the debates. Thanks for this, Mitch. I needed something to occupy the time halfway through the broadcast. I've made a huge mistake. Yes, you did, Mitch. Yes, you did. This is also like one of those internet things because the red looks pink to me. That don't look red. It looks pink. It looks like fluorescent pink. Like I'm looking at two highlighter colors. But I'm also old and soon for the grave. So what does it matter? Have you tried mint green? Green, how about pine green? Did you try that, Mitch? Pine green. I'm still going to buy it regardless, but red is awesome. Yeah, I think, Mitch, you do half and half. But you cannot. Yes, do half and half. And everybody reach out who bought a lettered and tell Mitch which color you want. So now he has to match numbers and match colors. Let's just make his life a living hell. I think you randomize it, Mitch. You do half and half. I think both are cool. Both are cool. You can't go wrong. I think it's really neat. But I think I still lean yellow. If he does both, we will all have to buy two. That is true. You could sell more that way. I will say that I agree with whatever. It's not going to be the deciding factor whether or not people get this chapbook. It's not like they're going to say, well, that is that stupid yellow. Yellow's the color of urine. I don't buy no piss chapbook. Ain't going to happen. People will buy it and they'll love the story because it's a great story. I took a bookbinding class a month ago and learned the punch. Mitch Stitch made a cocktail recipe book. It was fun. That's funny. Purple on all future lettered. I think half and half is a fun idea. Just make sure mine has all its pages and I won't care what color it is. Look at those high standards. Well, these are all sold out. The numbered edition has about 40 left. Get on that numbered edition, folks. Should I share the page? I'll share that page. That's this page. Get on it. So you got Death on the Swayback numbered edition, art print, low stock on the art print. And then you got Carved in Salt. Oh, okay. Out of stock. This was a very cool thing, Mitch. Numbered collection bundle, 3 books, $70 out of stock. That was very cool. Kudos to whoever got on that. One art print left. Wow. Should I buy it right now and just piss everybody off? Boom. One art print. Look at that. Only one remaining in red. Oh, I'm getting one already. I already got one with the bundle. But maybe I add it to my cart right here live. I wouldn't do that. They didn't get my approval to use my patented stitch. They will be hearing from my attorney. I demand colored staples. Am I numbered? Oh, yes. Yes. Look at this, Mitch. You wanted to invite the consensus, the crowd into designing your stuff. Here we are. Hope you made some coffee because we're going to be here a while. Christopher Bowers with the colored staple demand. If it has a red stitch, I want red staples. It's as simple as that. Make it happen. Mitch has left the chat. Oh, one red, one yellow. That makes me think of the Christian hymn, one bread, one body. Random fact. That's what happens. That's what happens. I'm not going to sing it. I know the lyrics. I'm not going to sing it. Very cool, man. Death on the Sway Back again. And like I said, being in that log cabin today. Wow, that was a really wild experience. I'll have to tell producer Jill about that story so she can kind of appreciate what it was to be in a log cabin with all that timber. Thinking about that story. Great story. Very cool. And it's a very simple premise, but you know, that's the thing about stories, right? It's like, yeah, what happens is one part of it. If you sat down and described what happens like with just a synopsis, you like an evil clown shapeshifter terrorizes children in Derry. It's like, oh, that sounds awful. It sounds like, but you don't really get the whole depth of what happens and how these worlds feel. There's an adult world, there's a children's world, and how some horrible things are allowed to go on and adults turn a blind eye and all these things that sort of layers upon layers. And this story, if I was to sum it up, it would be, well, I'd be afraid to sum it up because I'm worried that I would spoil something. I did a review. If you want to see what I thought about the story, go to that. But if I was to describe it very simply, it would be like a man seeks to build a house and a life for his family and his future. And it doesn't quite go as planned. I mean, I don't know. It's like anything else I say kind of spoils it. But boiled down, it's very simple. But what a great story. I loved it. Jeff, Tyler finally sold his last limited. Yes, he had that set of 4 books, finally sold out. Only 50 sets made. He will do future sets. Tyler Jones, great stuff. I know One Bread, One Body. Longtime Catholic Church musician here. Oh, I will say it's my least favorite hymn. My favorite hymn was Out of the Depths because it was so dark. Do you know that one, Patty? Out of the Depths. And the song is like, oh man, it's like it's the most metal hymn you could get in a Catholic church. Out of the Depths. It would be a great metal tune because you wouldn't even know. I don't think you would. I guess you would know because it's out of the depths I cry to you, oh Lord. That's the lyric. So you would get a sense it's Christian, but I just spent the weekend in the cabin in the Smokies. Trust me, I thought about this story. That had to be cool because I didn't sleep in the cabin. I just walked in, you know. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, Dr. Seuss. With that being a success, we should be getting future limiteds. I know it's a success, but I think it took way too long to sell out. It shouldn't have taken that long because he's a great author. Patty, I will never, even though I have tried, forget Sons of God, a horrible song. I don't think I've ever heard that one. I bought the last Tyler Jones. You are a celebrity, hardcover fanatic. I can't wait till it gets here. I'm so excited. Well, now you need the Jake Goldberg case. Have you read Solaris? I have 20 pages left. Parts are a real slog for me. I don't know Out of the Depths. I did find a Ziggy Stardust song and Glory and Praise hymnal. That's funny. That's funny. Out of the Depths. You got to look it up. Badass song. Everyone that got a Tyler Jones set has a signature with a silver Sharpie supplied by me. Mike is like the man. He's got Jake Goldberg doing the book cases, the slip cases. His Sharpie got Tyler Jones signing. That's I'd be proud of that. I would definitely brag about that. My favorite hymn is Inagata Devita, or the Simpsons version in the Garden of Eden by Ron Butterfly. Yeah. Oh, 26 minutes later. My favorite was Sacred Silence. That sounds dark. I haven't got to it yet. My cane set arrived and everything fell 5 books back. That's funny. Tyler, sign my slipcase too. Yeah, I should have done that. I should have just tried to do that. I don't know what I'm doing. Should have done that. Oh, this White Russian, man. This White Russian. He's speaking to me, but I don't speak Russian. Patty, you are lucky. I was one of the very first popular music songs written when they first started letting guitars in church, maybe 1967 or so. Actually, Stephanie ordered all of them for Philip and Tyler, but I'll take the credit. I had a friend who walked down the aisle to Inagata Devita. Her last name was DeVita. Oh, I like that. Inagata Devita. The Slayer covered that. They didn't cover the whole song, the 26-minute song, but they covered the song for the Less Than Zero soundtrack. Inagata Devita is supposed to be in the Garden of Eden. It is. But that's cool. That is very cool. Yes. Yes. Oh, by the way, speaking of Tyler Jones, these are sold out. I've got to read this. That's the only reason I'm showing it to you. Because I have to speak to future Jeff about reading this. I really have to read Carved in Salt. And I love this cover. I love the art. But having read Death on a Swayback, I think he's a better author too. And that's not saying he's a bad artist. He's a great artist. He's a fantastic artist. I love what he's done for the chapbooks. And Mitch, he did Witch Tree too, right? He should have signed Witch Tree. I'll tell you what. Not that guy who wrote the intro. But I love his style. His stuff is awesome. But he's an even better author. That's true. That is true. Hold on. It's a gripping story. Iron Butterfly 68. Yes, Jeff. Read it tonight. Only takes a few minutes. It's great. Bleak AF. Standard, Tyler Jones. We're all Jones Townsies here. Drink the White Russian. Yeah, Jesse, I got to send your books. They're all wrapped up real good. I'm going to send them in a real good box. I love that you gave me a return label. That's going to save me. It's not the expense. It's just like it takes me forever to get around to printing labels. I'm really, really, really bad. I am. I don't do anything in a timely manner. Once you read that cover, really kicks ass then. Oh, really? Chris didn't do the art for Witch Tree. My brewery artist did the art. Okay, that's what I thought. But then I thought, is Chris your brewery artist? But I guess not. That guy that signed Witch Tree is pushy. He forced his way into Tom Finnegan's selfie. Yeah, Tom Finnegan says, "Get over here. I'm taking a selfie." And I showed up. And I walked over. Oh, Tom, yes. He's a nice guy, very nice guy. He was super late to lunch. So he sat like way over there, and I didn't get really talk to him that much. But I wish I could have asked I could have got a hold of you, Mike Centers, to go. I invited Tony Thomas and Hunter Goatley. I didn't even get to talk to Hunter at the event. This is my one time to connect with these people, and I did talk to Tony Thomas because he walked over to me. I'm telling you, I'm awful. I'm bad. I need to be more proactive. Proactive, that stupid word. No rush, man. Do it all at your convenience. Well, you already did the label, so it should be like monkey work to put it in a box and cover it up real good. I'm not going to send it back in the box you sent it in because I'm looking at it now and I don't think it's going to hold up. I'm going to send. You'll see. You'll see. It's going to be a nice box, real nice box. Mwah. But speaking of the McCammon event, and like seriously, if none of you, if any of you are within striking distance of Birmingham, Alabama, the next time he's there, you gotta go. The guy is such an amazing soul. Like he's such an amazing person. You really you got to read McCammon, but you know, like connecting with him at his book launch events is just such a treat. There's something about it that, you know, when you're in the company of people like that, it's infectious. You know, like when you're sitting at a dinner with Philip Fracassi and Tyler Jones, and you know, when you're at an event with Robert McCammon, that energy, it just is that creative energy, that sense that these are great creators and their imaginations are universes you could live in is so infectious. And I think that you know, there's something that's so it just charges your battery to be around people like that. And so anyway, I got, you know, the Leviathans, but I thought it was worth pointing out the print on demand version, which is this one, and how the dust jacket, you see how the dust jacket just doesn't even fit entirely, and then the trade edition, which is right here. Very cool. I'm glad I got both, and they're both signed, and I think it's cool to have that, especially because it's the last book in this series. And I will say, I heard some complaints that I would not dismiss about, yeah, and the book I got was dinged. Ugh, but I got it, you know, I looked at it too late to exchange it. But anyway, the feedback, I saw some people complain about the type size, and it is pretty small, especially if you're 52. So, but so with that said, I will probably read the limited edition when I eventually read this book, which shows you how much I plan on waiting, or how soon I think I can get to it, because that's not coming out till next year. I still have to read Freedom of the Mask, Cardinal Black, King of Shadows, maybe Seven Shades of Evil, and then Leviathan. I'll be ready for that. That's right. I got a Jeff Terry sig. I forgot. Yes, I wormed my way into that. It's pretty easy, man. Just walk over and introduce yourself. I know. It is pretty easy. I was just like wound up. I was talking in line, and then Tony just materialized. It was great to see him, and I'm glad he did that. But it's so funny to be around Tony Thomas and Hunter, who they just float around. There's no urgency to them getting anything signed because they'll have access to Robert McCammon when all the other people leave. You know, reading an author is nothing compared to meeting them. Nope. Yeah, it's kind of small, but I'll read it on Kindle. Yeah. Jeff, did you decide on a book for the book club? No, I did not. And I'm going to put a poll up on Patreon. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll put up a poll. It's going to be kin incidents around a house. Maybe I'll leave a spot. I don't remember if there was one that people were vocal for, but somebody mentioned Alex or Adam, I don't know, the author of The Ritual. That author, you know, like I will have to buy that book. So it may delay the next book club. Maybe it won't be January. Maybe it'll be February. I still have a Jeff Terry original art. Yes. So does Mitch. A few people do. Kin. Yeah, kin and incidents I wanted to suggest. Those selfishly, but I will love to reread Kin. Thoughts on Subpress's signed third printing of The Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson? I know they've done second printings before, but was this the first time for third? I don't know, but that got a lot of in the Dead House Gates, and I think Bill Schaefer gets into a lot of murky territory with those additional printings, and it turns a lot of people off. It sort of dilutes the collectability. I don't read fantasy, so have no dog in the fight, but the definition of small press feels like it's being stretched. Yeah. Yeah. Small press. I mean, that's why we're here, right? And that's why, that's why I don't ever consider Folio Society small press, or in that, when you talk about books that you're most excited for, and Folio Society books are fun, but they're not like trophies. It's not like you scored something, you bought something. There's a difference between buying something and scoring. Nice score, nice haul. When you go out there and you get that sort of hard to get book or trophy, I mean, that is a motivating factor for this hobby. Going to get the thing that other people can't. Incidents has a unique format and seems to be a pretty quick read. I got some Jeff art in quotes. Yeah, I sent out cards. I'll probably do that again. And I doodled in all of them. It's not going to be anything you're ever going to see in the Louvre. Maybe in the Lou, which is, the shitter. But I didn't really notice the print size. It just finished the Malfi Narrows, and that was really small. Yeah, I know. Oh, the print? I have the Narrows. Do you have the broken binding edition? You're talking about the font size, yeah. Because this is bigger than Leviathan. This print size is bigger. The Narrows. So that's gonna be, and I gotta say, like, the print size and Freedom of the Mask is pretty small, but I'm pretty old. So, like, I don't know what the deal is. Is it a Jeff problem? Is it a, like, these are things I could still read it. I have the famous art as well. Subprice has taken the limited out of Sign Limited. I want me some Jeff art. Oh, do you, hardcover fanatic? We'll try to hook you up. I don't know how. Are you on Facebook? Hit me up on Facebook, or I don't know. Write to me somehow. Somehow get a communication to me. I'll give you my email address. I don't know. I was gonna do the Christmas card thing again, but it wasn't a Christmas card. It was like a New Year's card, and then it became a March card, and then it never happened. But I will do that maybe again. Well, reach out to me. I'm Jeff Terry on Facebook. My avatar looks like this. Multiple printing should be like Kane, where the slipcase was only the first printing. But then again, Centipede is doing several reprintings, Yeah. I have the Jeff art too. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes. I have the Jeff art. I think you could take penicillin for that. If anybody has the Jeff art, I think you can get shots or something. I can't read anything now without my glasses. I know, me too. I received my copy of The Things from Another World. I completely forgot I ordered this. Who published that? Old white guy. Yep. Yeah, I noticed those Levidian paperbacks are tiny print. I'm not sure how much my eyes will tolerate it. I've got two beautiful Jeff art pieces in my closet, one of them being Acid Face Sasquatch. Yes. Sasquatch saw a bunch of campers one day, and he's like, he's working himself up. He's like, I've been on the outside, I've been on the fringes, and I should be happy with who I am. I'm proud of who I am. I'm a person. I want to be appreciated, and I really want to, this is my time. And he's been like psyching himself up. All right, I'm not going to be this cryptid, whatever. I'm not going to be this thing that looks in the shadow. I'm coming out there. I'm making friends. I'm not going to be this introvert. And he walks up to the people. He's like, hi, and then somebody screams and throws acid on his face, and his face starts melting. Oh, it burns. And then he runs. And it shows you should never try. Never try to reach out. We can just call the annual Jeff Art card. I have 2 pieces also, but the best Terry art we have is his daughter's. It is actual art. Yes. Have it tattooed on my wife's arm. Yes. Oh, that I still can't get over that, man. That is amazing. Elsa's blue butterfly. That is so cool. I'm getting a little choked up. Proud dad here. That is actual art. It's a pseudo sequel to Who Goes There from Wild Side. Wow, The Thing, yeah. I didn't realize. Is it by John Campbell? Think of Jeff's art as those rated R Clive Barker remarks, but more lewd. No, I didn't do that. You ever see a Clive Barker remark? I mean, if you haven't, it's a guy's junk. Like, that's what Clive Barker really wants to draw. And it's not going to be like that. The other piece still smells of Sharpie. Yeah, I drew a butterfly to compete with my daughters. Does it still smell of Sharpie? Yeah, it's a huff. It's a huff and hang. You hang it up, you huff it, you put it back when you're done. That's a bad sign when you're out of White Russian. I just got this in the mail. Sean Lynch posted that PS Publishing 2 was selling this book for £10. New Maps of Dream. New Maps of Dream. So it is Corey Goodfellow and Joseph Pulver did the editing, and it is signed by all contributors. Here's the interior, but it is signed by all contributors. So there are 10 signatures on this page, and I might point out this one in particular, Philip Fricassi's signature. This is a PC copy, so there are 10 on this page, and then there are supposed to be 10 on this page, but one is missing. So I don't know if that's what made it a PC copy or what. I don't know. But I had to get it for £10. It came in the mail. It is a Philip Fricassi signature. I like these PS Publishing books that have those extensive signature pages. So very cool. I had to get it. Although I do have a other New Maps of Dream, and I will share that real quick. This is one that is signed by Philip Fricassi right there on his story. So right there. And I got a Beers in the Valley signed sticker. This is courtesy of our guy, Mitch. So I got 2 copies, both treasured editions in the collection. But if we're following Ron's advice, one goes in the cabinet, one stays on the shelf for the ogling of the eye. I missed out on that again. Oh no, I'm sorry. Clive is dirty. Hey, Jake, can we put clear coat on 3D cases? It's a good question. I think so, but let me check and get back to you on it. I'll shoot you a message. We got things in the works, people. While the one I sent you wasn't good enough, it is treasured. I just said that. Nah, that dude never signed the sig sheets. Really, that's funny. I got that book the same day I received their 1122. I missed that one again. I have the trade edition of that. I got Philip to sign, but damn it, I missed it. Yeah. No, the trade edition is treasured, Mitch. I gave you credit for that. I love having it. It is just as treasured a volume on my shelf as the other one. It's even more so, I will dare say. I will dare say. There's a story about the missing signature. None of the numbered copies have it, and it's also why the book was delayed for over a year. Wow. You know what? I'm going to sign my name in that spot. I'm going to pretend I live in a different universe. Got my Sun Up American Gods, and it's pretty damn amazing. I saw pictures of that. It did look amazing. I think somebody was like, they were just blown away by it. It looked awesome. So if you got an American Gods coming to you, you should be very happy with the book. I messaged you on Facebook. Okay, hardcover fanatic. I see I got I'll get back to you probably either after this broadcast or sometime way in the future. And it'll start out, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot about this. And it will be totally true. It'll be totally legitimate. This is past Jeff knowing that future Jeff is an idiot. So that's why I can speak with authority, and it's not a bait and switch. It's because I know how he's going to be. Got to run to dinner. Take it easy, Philip. Do we dare go on without Philip? I'm going to go on, but yes, thank you for stopping by, Philip. Kicks ass to have you here. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on, and I think 2025 is going to be a pretty great year for our boy Philip, because the wheel of fortune is spinning around, and it's coming up to the good side, I think, for authors. I'm making shit up. Yeah, it's just I've got to take my dog out. Patty's gone too. Do we go on without Patty and Philip? Mitch, start sending that stuff to me. I won't buy replacements. Mike, you're my new Jeff. That's funny. I got a Sarafina coming your way soon. Oh, look at that, Philip. That is awesome. That is awesome. See you later, Philip. Have a great night. Yes. Have a great night, Philip. I don't know what else I have to talk about. I do have is anybody else gotten this book is full of spiders from Midworld? I think I'm getting it in the mail. I can pull this up. I can look. But I'm getting something from Bixby, Oklahoma. Is Bixby, Oklahoma, where Midworld is? I got mine in. You did, really? Oh, you did? He's finally taking care of you, huh? Wow. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna get it on the 16th. Because it was just accepted in Bixby. Yeah, that's where Midworld's located. Okay. Mine is on the way now, taking forever. Mine only had travel 7 miles. Who's leading fantasy football? Big games this weekend. Yeah, I'm getting crushed. I was kicking ass, and I got crushed this weekend in fantasy football by my brother-in-law, who had like a monster game, 186-point game. Oh, that's unbearable. And I think I will win my second game in my other league. But in my league, I lost 102 to 186. And in that league, number 1 is our boy Mitch. Mitch is number 1 in the league. And Stephen Dwayne Elson Jones is number 3. I'm number 4, but I lost. So I'm probably going to get relegated to number 6. What's up, Chad? Good to see you, Chad. I am glad you're here. I won this week and might have locked in a playoff spot. God damn. I got my Chad Lutsky Wormwood today. Can't wait to read it. That's Lutsky and Meyer, I believe. Josh Allen hates Jeff. Oh, no. Josh Allen with his 6 touchdowns, and he still didn't win? Mitch paid me to ask. That's hilarious. I got my Spiders. Looks nice with John Dies. Ugh. He's sending me last because of the shit I gave him about girl with all the gifts. But whatever. We're big boys. We're big boys. I didn't even talk about asshole Chismar. I've talked to a couple of people over the last few days about Richard Chismar. One person I talked to was very conflicted about his dealings with Cemetery Dance. And I don't blame him. But I told him, nobody should hold anything against you. It's not a Cemetery Dance issue. It's a Richard Chismar issue. And there's nothing you can do about it. So I tried to be a counselor for that individual. But it just goes to show you how this stuff impacts such a tight community and how it radiates out. And it's just poison, I'm sucking at fantasy football. If Wormwood sucks, it's Tim Meyer's fault. Yes. Chad Lutsky just recently had the German edition, right? I don't remember what book, but the German edition's coming out of a book. I think that's awesome because then you get paid. That's really the only thing. New alias acquired. Thanks, Jeff. Might buy my first conversation tree press. Andy Weir's The Martian. I missed out on the sub press, and the aftermarket is $300 to $400. This much cheaper conversation tree edition looks like a good substitute. That's funny. Speaking of Chismar, people have been begging for a Mr. Purple slipcase. All right, I got to do it. And that's Mr. Chismar. That's Daddy Chismar, not Billy. So Billy, okay, I got it upside down. So we're going to do this. Okay, you ready? Sword fight. Sword fight. Mr. Purple, I hope I get paid. No money from Russia or Egypt for those translations so far. And they've been out for a few years now. You never know. Oh, my God. Oh. Well, how is it an awful thing to pay people for their work? How is that a hard thing? How? I have 2 Centipede conversation tree press books on order, so I can't speak to the quality, but they look cool. That's Curious King, not Conversation Tree. Oh, that's right. It is. Wait, is it Curious King? They just did Hitchhiker's Guide. Who's doing The Martian? No, that's Amarithing is doing The Martian, right? Who is doing, come on. Who's doing Andy Weir's? I got 2 because somebody sent me an extra. Alan did. He was bribing me to get that arc signed at Fracassi Fest. So he knew that was going to go right to my heart. Curious King. Curious King is doing The Martian. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought, I don't know. Whatever. Latest email from CD wanted people to buy the 7 copies of his new book for the 7 days of Christmas. Jeff, I emailed you the Martian email. Why does everybody got to do my work for me? I don't know. I mean, I already had it, but we can share it. You want to share it? I'll share it. Okay. Andy Weir, The Martian. As the year draws close, it's time to release title and author of our next. I'm very happy to announce Andy Weir's The Martian, illustrated by Isan Zhang. So it'll be the next in line with publishers' rights, and we're currently looking to pre-order this on April 25. We have been working on this project for some time now and securing rights earlier this year. So this is one of my favorite modern sci-fi novels, and started life as a serial on Weir's personal blog in 2011 due to his fascination with space and science fiction. As popularity grew, Weir eventually self-published a novel until it was finally picked up by Crown. So, very cool art. Did I go to it? No, it didn't. See, when I click a link, if it opens another page, it won't you with. I have to get out. I like that art. I think it's cool. Does it give prices? I don't see the price. So anyway, I think the standard edition is usually £200. It's like, what is it, $220? I don't really know how it'll turn out. Email me the the Martian email. Oh, never mind. It's not a pre-order link. No. Conversation Tree just announced Solaris. I've never read The Martian, but I've read Weir's amazing short story, The Egg. Love The Martian. Depending on when it drops, that could be my first Curious King. Well, you'll be very happy, Stephen Dwayne Elson Jr. They do a fantastic job. They are amazing. Anthony K is amazing. Hot take. I liked Project Hail Mary more than The Martian. Well, I don't know if that's a hot take, Mitch. You can't just make something a hot take by saying hot take. You know what I mean? Like, is it a hot take? I mean, it's a thought you had. Mitch had a thought, is what you should have said. Project Hail Mary is greater than The Martian. Curious King is putting out beautiful books. I'm just on the standard level, and that is fine because they are gorgeous. Hotter take, I haven't read either of them. Oh, I made it a hot cake. You made it a hot cake? I said hot take. Now I feel assaulted. I feel awful. You can't just make it a hot take. What else do I have to talk about? I don't know. We're right at time. I somehow went 90 minutes. We could have talked about Levidian, but Brian James Freeman opened up his Levidian tiers to an overstock type situation, but that window has since closed. He has talked about there are 2 new McCammon Levidians in the works. One of the titles he's announced, it's Mystery Walk, and then the other he hasn't said what it was. But I think Mystery Walk is public knowledge now. I saw somebody post about it on Facebook. So, I made it a hot take, hot cake. Mitch, focus on the chapbooks, buddy. Just stick with the chapbooks. Mine. That's not Levidian though. Levidian is not doing mine. Levidian's doing Mystery Walk, and then he said he had another one coming. But I think there's another one doing mine. It's the only one left to get assigned limited. Yes, and I think another publisher has already called dibs on it, and another publisher should be announcing that soon, ish, maybe. Mine. I had McCammon sign my mine. Do we know who that publisher is? Some people know who that publisher is. Some people are aware of who is publishing mine in the future. Let me say that it will be somebody everybody here will be happy with, and we'll get total notice over. So that's cool. What if Levidian is also doing Wolf's Hour? Because Hunter told me that 2025, the rights to Wolf's Hour will be available for a limited or a trade. I don't know. The rights become available or will become available in 2025. So it could be that somebody has secured Wolf's Hour. And if Levidian does that, that would be just stellar. I don't know, though. I don't have any inside information on that. If it's tough, I'll riot. I'll tell you you won't have to riot. Come on now, Jeff. We aren't going to say anything. I know. Cool. Thank you for the all clear, Jeff. I would definitely buy Wolf's Hour if Levidian did it. Wolf's Hour would be, wouldn't it? It just would be, God, I would love it. McCammon signed my mind also. Yeah, I have the ARC and the hardcover first edition, and I've got to read it. I haven't read it. He talked about it at his event. Again, if you guys have time, go and watch that broadcast. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. The guy's awesome. McCammon's awesome. So go check that out. Definitely. He's amazing. It's CD, right? Will be out in 2025. My bet is SST for mine. Let me just say that the publisher I know is doing the US limited edition. I know nothing about if SST would be doing it. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to go get ice. Talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back. The boss has to go outside to pee. Take it easy. Better not be Fable, whatever. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It ain't. Well, we are narrowing it down, folks. Jeff, have you watched the interview McCammon did with his daughter? Entertaining, informative, and charming. I saw that a long time ago. Yeah. Sky. His daughter is Sky. I think she was there was a woman that was at the event at Alabama Booksmith, and she wasn't in line. She wasn't in the room watching the event. She was sort of floating around. She was with her best friend and her fiance. And the only reason I know this is because she summoned Jake, who owns Alabama Booksmith, and told the person who summoned Jake to tell Jake that Sky was there. And he came out. He's like, "Oh, Sky." He was so happy to see her. And she said, This is my fiance. Let's just call him Oreo. I don't know. Aurelio. I don't know. I don't remember what the guy's name was. But she looked nothing like Sky in that YouTube video. But I assume that was McCammon's daughter. She had black hair. So that's how I took it. I don't know, but I did see it. It was great. And it was, you could tell in that video where Sky was interviewing her dad, the whole, like, how weird it is. You're interviewing your dad, who is a giant in this corner of the world, and how that doesn't matter to her because that's her dad. You know, that whole vibe came through. It's like, that's my dad. That's the best role he will ever have in my life. Even better than best-selling author or master storyteller or anything like that. That's my dad. And when you see that dynamic, it's really cool. Anyway, I'm going to pour this for a parting toast to everybody on the call, everyone who was here. Fatalistic second title looks like they stole the books from Suntub. Damn. Has Stinger from SST gone up for public pre-order yet? I don't know. No. I haven't ordered it. So, or did I? Wow. I don't even know anymore. I don't think so. Or did it? I don't think so. Earthling for mine, a classic version. That's Christopher's guess. And anyway, so I poured this. This is my parting toast to everybody who is going through the storm. You will be better on the other side. I guarantee it. Cheers to you. Have a great week, folks. Cheers. Yes, enjoy your week. It's the holiday season, if that's your bag. And be a little extra optimistic and happy and forward looking in the new year. And let's all go get some good books and talk about them and go to the events, read the books, buy the books, and be good to each other. You guys are the best. So I'm going to cut it off like a bobbit. And I will see you all again next week. It'll be great. It'll be great next week. Hopefully, I'll have that book club poll up about what you guys want to read for next time. And hopefully it'll be just as good as every other time that we've had it. So anyway, until then, I will talk to you. I will see you. Have an amazing night. I will reach back out to you, hardcover fanatic, hopefully sooner rather than later. But don't lose hope. I will get around to everything eventually. So until then, stay frosty.